person died after this city bus crashed into a building. Take a look. It happened this morning. Police said a car blew through a stoplight and hit the bus, forcing it into the building. The teen driving the car died at the hospital. His 3 passengers survived. The Sheetz takeover continues in the Miami Valley. The gas station chain now eyeing West Carrollton. We've mapped it out for you. The plan is to build a new Sheetz on South Alex Road, just off Miamisburg Centerville Road. The West Carrollton Zoning Commission approved Sheetz' request. No word yet on when construction could start. Sheetz said the project is in its early stages. And Sheetz has opened to 7 stores in the Dayton area in less than a year, but 2 communities told Sheetz no. That includes Centerville. Sheetz filed a lawsuit after the city turned down its request to build a new store where Elsa's sits on Far Hills. Lawyers for the city, Epiphany Lutheran Church, and Bethany Village have asked a federal judge to dismiss the case. Centerville does not want any new gas stations. The city put a freeze on gas stations, convenience, and discount box stores for at least the next year. This will give city planners time to figure out what to do with its remaining space. News Center 7 talked with some who questioned how the move could affect people.
It could potentially harm them, absolutely, especially, the way that increases in everything, gas, food, everything. So, holding off and not letting those new gas stations or discount stores coming in, I think that could hurt them.
The city wants people to fill out an online survey with what they would like to see. We have the survey on whio.com. This weekend is the International Soapbox Derby World Championships in Akron. Kids build their own derby cars, get inside them, then race them. But as Aria Janelle reports, one boy had to beat the odds to be here. He's competing just days after losing everything.
Let's go, Keegan! Let's go!
Just excited to actually be here still and really excited to race.
This race may last less than a minute, but 12-year-old Keegan fought hard to be here. On Tuesday, his home was destroyed by a fire, and while everyone else was running for safety, Keegan was stuck in the basement.
People were screaming, and is there anybody in the house, trying to see that everybody was indeed out.
Luckily, he was rescued by a family friend, and everyone, including their dog, is now safe. His father tells me the amount of support they've received this week and from their Derby family has been tremendous.
It's very humbling to be here and to be able to race again.
Go, Keegan!
With friends and family yelling his name, Keegan sat down and took a deep breath. Seconds later, he crossed the finish line.
At the top, calming, and then going down, a rush of excitement and thrill.
The outcomes weren't what we wanted today, but at the end of the day, we still won.
A week that started out in the most unimaginable way ended with a trophy that can't be welded together. They tell me they're standing in the winner's circle.
Family's all together, and it's all that matters.
Let's go, Keegan! Let's go!
That was Aria Janelle reporting. And new at 11, UD's alumni team, the Red Scare, won their first round game in the basketball tournament. They beat a team from St. Louis 88-74. All weekend, teams from around the region will be at UD Arena playing for $1 million. The Red Scare will take on Ohio State's alumni team, Carmen's Crew. They play Monday night at 8. Weather specialist Nick Dunn joins us with your Storm Center 7 forecast. Nick, you were telling me we need to take a look at the moon tonight?
Yeah, we got the full moon. It's called the buck moon for the month of July. Each month kind of has their own name. Last month was the strawberry moon. And so let's take a look at why this is called the buck moon. Now, this is thought to be called the buck moon because at this time of the year, a buck's antlers are in full growth mode. And in terms of viewing conditions, the peak brightness occurs just after 6:15 in the morning tomorrow. So you'll have to get up kind of early to check it out. But I do think based on the latest observations, and I'll show you why in just a moment, we may have some clouds kind of filtering or obscuring the view just a little bit. But I still think it might be worth to get outside and take a look. And if you've already been outside this evening, you've seen a pretty good shot of the full moon, hopefully, because moonrise occurred just over 2 hours ago. We'll take you out to downtown Dayton this evening. Skies are probably mostly cloudy, depending on where you live. In some spots, or even more clear than others. Right now, we're at 69 here at the airport. That dew point of 59, still pretty comfortable compared to where we could be for mid-July. and just a light northeast wind there at around 5 miles per hour. Live Doppler 7 this evening is dry. Springboro, you're in the warm spot right now at 71. Bell Fountain and Urbana, you've dropped to 61 degrees, and Salina checking in there at 66. Let's broaden out the view for you just a little bit. High pressure still is in control of our weather for the time being, but you notice some clouds starting to filter in from the west. This is why I said for tomorrow morning, try to check out that full buck moon, if you will. You might find that some of those clouds could be obscuring the moon just a little bit. Area of low pressure off to our south, really not going to cause too many problems for the time being, but eventually we do have some rain chances returning to the forecast. Also, we noticed a bit of an increase in humidity. I talked about that just a little bit ago for the day on Sunday. Dew points tomorrow set to top out there in the lower 60s, and then it just starts to get a little bit more humid from there. Dew points in the middle to upper 60s through the middle portions of next week. Now, again, this is very typical for summer, but just as you're out and about next week, you're going to definitely notice that increase in humidity, and to go along with that, some shower and thunderstorm chances. Looking at the weather hazards for the rain and storm chances next week, right now, heavy rain and lightning are the only real things that I'm concerned about. Severe weather is currently not in the forecast. I don't expect this to change. This is more of your typical summertime pattern. Storms that bubble up during the afternoon, and then they'll kind of rain themselves out as we move there towards the evening. In fact, here's how Futurecast kind of pans the south for us. Through the day on Sunday, we are still dry. You notice precipitation's close, but not quite here in the Miami Valley. That changes into Monday, though. You do see some showers, and there could be a few thunderstorms here, but once again, no severe weather is currently expected, and I don't expect that to change at this time. Those move away towards Monday night and through Tuesday morning. We may start the day dry, but watch what happens during the afternoon. Notice a few showers and storms bubbling up with the heating of the day. Those fade away by Tuesday evening, and on Wednesday, we're going to repeat the exact same pattern. The daytime hours, at least early on, may start dry, but by the afternoon, a good coverage of showers and thunderstorms are expected. And we could certainly use the rain. We're about 1.5 to 2 inches below normal since June 1st. And Futurecast painting out roughly about 1/2 inch or so of rain. But as you know, some of those heavier downpours can bring some locally higher totals. And if you miss out on some of the heavier downpours, you may not see as much. Here's my Storm Center 7-day forecast. A high of 85 for tomorrow. We stay in the low to middle 80s despite those rain chances next week. And it looks like right now, based on the current forecast guidance, by Friday and Saturday of next week, we do start to see drier weather returning. Temperatures still pretty typical. They're in the lower to middle 80s.
People have had enough of the gun violence.
Dayton didn't used to be like this.